Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
E-Class Consulting. It's owned and operated by E. Carice, providing tools, training, and resources that are sure to make you and your business even more successful. We are staffed with a marketing, credit, tax, and a real estate consultant. E-Class Consulting also provides a temporary admin service called E-Class Admins. Want to book an appointment with E-Class Consulting? Call 702-518-3002 or email book@eclassconsulting.com. E-Class Consulting, navigating you to greatness.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
All the stars are right here.
Check it out. It's Coco Joe.
Hey, it's Big the Plug.
What's up, it's Summer Walker.
Kendrick Lamar.
And SZA.
Blazing the heat 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man, hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in, we here to help. Now tune in, we here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in, we here to help. Now tune in, we here to help.
All right, Las Vegas, welcome. It's Wednesday, high noon. Greg Deville live in the studio with you. So excited to be back talking about real estate and so many things more. That's right. Every Wednesday we're here. We're talking about getting more opportunities available to our advantages moving forward. Having real estate as a great option for you. I have with me now a client, a friend, a brother. We have made connections through radio. And we're able to, get him into home ownership. That's been a powerful thing as well. And it's exciting to think what home ownership has done for him. I have this morning with me the pleasure of having Jerome Powell in the studio. Good morning, my brother. How you doing, man?
Good morning. How you doing today, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited, man. I just came in from the lake this morning. So been out on the water, man. The weather's been nice. Man, I got up this morning. If you weren't coming to the studio, I was gonna play a playback.
Man, listen,
it
I was
so
real
nice.
jealous about that. I told you I need to find out how you get on these boats. I want to get out there with you. You know,
man, it was so nice, man. I started, like I said, if you weren't in the show, I was gonna call my engineer and say, hey, let's run back a previous show because the water was calm and the jet ski. Yesterday I rode jet ski. I had so much fun, man. It's just going across the lake, man. My buddy, they live on, so there's 3 different sides of the lake.
Okay.
And they're about 30 miles apart each.
Okay.
Right. So he lives in the Lake Mead Hemingway side.
Okay.
I live in the Colville.
Okay.
And so they were saying, well, Deville, you should move on our side with us. I said, but if I move over here, I won't have a reason to run the jet ski across the water 35, 40 miles. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going to stay where I'm at. Because in the morning you get up, man, you get on the ski, go have breakfast over at the other lake, man. Oh man, you talk about it's. I love it, man. So,
it's a blessing.
But
It's
I wanted to bring you, man. Let's talk about some of the opportunities that you have been exploring right now. What you got going on, man? Share with the community.
Well, first, before I say anything, man, I need to make sure that I give you your kudos. Thank you very much, sir, for even welcoming on your platform. You know what I mean? Very much. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. You know, I've had the pleasure, man, of actually, you know, being into the substance abuse and mental health industry for the better part of, I want to say about 15 years here in the city.
Okay.
Started off at the VA, worked with some wonderful people, you know, Audrey Houston, Michelle Turner, you know, James Gibson, some wonderful people over there, Dr. Brian Potts as well.
Yes. Okay.
And so, you know, while there, we basically help people, you know, inpatient at the on psychiatric care at the VA.
Okay.
So, you know, you may have somebody who may have drug abuse, substance abuse, mental health issues.
Yeah.
And so what they would do, they bring them in there, and we would definitely talk to the veterans and then try to figure out what are the barriers that's helping out, that's hurting the veteran. Then from there, we work with them on the housing, the mental health services, and everything else.
Okay.
And what I noticed, it was a gap. You know what I mean, Greg? It was something missing. And what I did was that I created a company. My company that I created it's called Battle Buddies. Okay. And you know, I'm a military vet. You know what I mean. And so you know, it's personal to me to help my veterans.
Right. Appreciate your service.
Thank you very much, sir. Go Army. Make sure we say that too.
Okay. Go Army. Okay.
But it was personal, so I wound up stepping out and doing these programs. And for the last, I want to say, about 7 years, I've been creating substance abuse and mental health, you know, inpatient programs for companies here in about the Las Vegas region. Okay. Right now, we're working on a project you just came through, you know, and you had the pleasure of seeing it. We're starting a new program. You know, the name, you know, I'm going to put out there, just the name is going to be called the Montecito. Okay. And so, and so we're trying to basically focus on, you know, people in the area who are having these mental health issues, who are having substance abuse issues, who are having other barriers to their, you know, to their lives and everything else. We want to see how we can help them out. Right. But then also educate them on, you know, how about actually home ownership. Right. How about actually, you know, credit repair? How about, you know what I mean, you know, work with your family, or, you know, maybe something with your children or anything like that. We want to give more insight to the whole person as opposed to just giving you resources or giving you a piece of paper. We want to do more. You know, so we're starting on that, and I'm hoping everything goes good, but it should be ready sometime in 2026. Okay.
And I know things like that take time to establish, get everybody in the right position, get things lined up.
Exactly.
And I want to commend you, brother, because reaching out, there's so much need out there to have a heart like you have, man, because everybody, you know, people see the need and everybody won't reach out and, you know, help with the need, seeing it accomplished. So we appreciate your service, man. Go Army. We thank you for putting it out there, man, and that, you know, loving the community enough to say, I want to see more. We can give you the mental health services, but there's more. And I heard you mention real estate, right?
Yes.
So, you know, being in real estate had the advantage of selling you your home, and it was interesting. It was interesting.
Life changing.
Yeah. It didn't come over as smooth as some clients. You were, but you know, you're military, right? So you have a different way of approaching things.
Yeah, well, let me put it out there. I want to tell everybody in the community, man, if you want to buy a house, come talk to Greg Deville. I had the pleasure of listening to one of his broadcasts, man. I listen to it, you know, almost every week. And so he was talking about home ownership, and I'm driving home, you know, single father at the time. I mean, I'm sorry, I was in a relationship at the time. And I said, you know what? I need to do this. I'm listening to him like, man, I got all these problems in my life. I need to figure out how to be able to get, you know, a home ownership. And it was right before COVID. That's the funniest thing. And, you know, you said to me, hey, you want to buy this house? You know what? You need to get your credit repaired. You know, get credit right. You need to do these different things to get your home. And I was mad. I I was offended. I'm like, who the heck is this joker think he's talking to, man? I don't know what you're doing. And I remember talking to my family, and everybody said, you know what? My girlfriend at the time, she was like, you know what? You need to listen to him. You need to listen to him. He might be saying something right. I'm like, you know what? No. And God bless, man, it really changed my life. And taking the time to listen to you, appreciate what you were saying, your tutelage, the resources you provided for me, you know what I mean? Your mortgage person, she was excellent, you know what I mean? And she worked with me all the way through the closing and everything. And I was able to gain equity. Yeah. And that's the most important thing. Absolutely. You know what I mean? My home, I want to say, appreciated about 25%. See? Over the last, I want to say within the first maybe 2 years or so. Yeah. 25 to 30%. Yeah. Right now it's at about 50%. There you go. Value of what I originally purchased. And so I'm like, you know what? I can't complain about that. Yeah. And it allowed me to then teach other people, hey, listen, this is what you should do. This is the steps. This is why you should do this. And, you know, to use myself the example, you know, what I mean, I was a lung kid, I was a hard head guy, military guy. So thank you, man. Yeah. Hey, look, and I didn't bring him on to talk about what he spoke about, helping him go past his doubts about it. We brought him to talk about things that he's doing in the community. I went out to an event. He's got this beautiful home. He's getting ready to transition this business that you're doing, and I thought it was phenomenal. I want to share with the community. But by the way, we did sell him his home, and that's what I focus in, is helping people. Sometimes they don't see the vision right away. I just finished my book, everybody. I just finished my book, and we're going to be going in. I just got a sample copy, and at the end of the day, we want to, I'm going to let everybody see it. It's just a sample, but it's coming out, The Journey, Entrepreneurship, and Success by Greg Deville. We're excited. So what we want to do is continue to teach people how to create. In fact, I'm working on my second one already. I ain't finished this one. Another one came on me this morning. I'm like, you know what? There's something I didn't get to talk about that. And my spirit said, that's why you got to do another book. You got to do another book. Because there are things that I didn't get to talk about in this book. Exactly. That I'm like, ooh, I wish I would have said. And I wish I would have said. So I'm going to read it. We're going to put this one out next week. It'll be out. Amazon and all the platforms. And I'm working on the next one because I found how easy it was. It wasn't difficult. It was me that was in the way. It wasn't, it's writers. You get writer's block, man. Yes. You got stuff that comes up during the time that you can't. At the end of the day, we're going forward because we want to continue to help people, and as you're doing, create generational wealth. Exactly. Exactly. Whatever that looks like to you. Maybe that's starting a business that you've been wanting to do and leaving a legacy. Because one thing in here is I have a chapter. I thought I was done, and legacy hit me. I said, ooh, I got to talk about legacy. Talk about legacy. What are you doing? What are you leaving behind? Your legacy matters. Your legacy matters. It's funny. I heard, I think it might have been, I'm not a Cowboys fan. Go Eagles too, right? One of the things that I would say is that go Eagles. Yeah. Mix it up too. Second time. If you didn't hear me the first time, right? No, but you know what? I heard a good saying one time that you think that you're living your own dream. Yeah. Okay. And you're not living your dream. You're living the dream of somebody else. And it's your it's your responsibility to then do the best you can in your life, so that way you can inspire that next generation you don't know. There you go. And I think that we all have a moral obligation to inspire the next generation, but living through the best means that we can. Right. You think you're living your dream. You may not really be. You're doing great. We're excellent. We're reaching the echelons of our careers, but there's more. Generational wealth. Yep. You know what I mean? Legacy. Absolutely. What are you leaving when you're gone? What's next? I'm a girl dad. I have sons, but I got. Is that what we have in common? We're girl dads. I raised 9 girls. Man, how many you got? I got 6 girls. 6 girls. 5 girls that I made, and I adopted 1 other girl. Man. Okay. You know what I mean? So like I said, domestic violence is very important to me. You know what I mean? Yes. And teaching about the fact that you have to value yourself. You know what I mean, as a woman, and what men should do. To be a good man and be a good role model. That's for me personally. It's really important. Because that's what I instill into my daughters, along with self-discipline. And being an example as raising girls, I've had to be the father to show them example of how a man should treat a woman. Yes, right, and that's our leadership, is showing them how things should look. Yes. Right, but I also want to make note. It's time for another show, but I want to make note that women respect men, because one of the things today is it's very rare to find women that really respect. I think brothers trip, and so women look at us, man, and sometimes I feel like the respect is just not
on a level, man, that should be there sometimes that women have for men. I raise girls.
You know what? And when one of the things that it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I teach them it's earned.
Yeah.
Respect is earned. And so as men, we have to give the self, understanding that why should we be the leader? And that goes back to us. And one of the things that when I went on our program is we want to instill fatherhood classes. One of the things that I'm giving, because what we've noticed is that the majority of people who actually have substance abuse problems are mostly men. Okay. Unfortunately, that's just what the statistics show.
Sure, right.
Because of that, we are always working out and partnering with people in the community for fatherhood classes, for example. Okay. And when we're talking about fatherhood classes, we want to make sure that they know what the value of being a man is in your home, and how you can help out, your wife, how you can help out your kids, and how you can help out more. So, that's what I say, what I want to do is bring a different type of therapy, but educational, legacy building, generational wealth building as well, too.
Exactly. And then you threw in that you mentioned about the knowledge of having the real estate, which is very important. So you get them the resources, you get them what they need. But then I heard you mention get their credit where it needs to be, right? Because that's very important when you're going into this next venture. Because some people don't know how easy it really is once you get in the right place.
Exactly.
Once you got in the right place, everything started falling. All you have to do is go pick it now.
Now
see what I mean?
You have more opportunity when you realize the value of credit. It's more precious than money.
Yeah, definitely.
We all love cash. We love it, want to use it all the time. But if I have the choice, give me the ability to have credit, because I can have freedom of movement better. Cash runs out. You know what I mean? But if I have the credit, I have the means of doing more, and that's what real estate provides. It's generational wealth to do more with.
Absolutely.
The building that we brought you to, we're building it out, and what we're hoping to do is we noticed that one of the barriers that people are having for addiction and substance abuse and mental health service is that you don't understand how to get through that next job. We notice right now for the first of the month, people are going to be losing their food stamps potentially. Unfortunately, you pray for people out here in the community. Anybody going through that, we pray for you, and I hope you find the right resources for yourself. But one of the things we want to do is how can we help in our little ways possible? Okay, maybe we can, give you some job readiness classes or something like that. Maybe we can do more career assistance. So our company, we're actually going to provide a little bit of that as well too, and mingle that in, because studies have shown if you provide the housing structure, if I provide the substance abuse structure, then I also provide means of actually, career building or credit repair and everything else. That triangle that we're talking about. Changes lives.
That's it.
It changes lives.
And you're bringing them in out the rain. A lot of people just don't know that there's help.
You don't know there's help.
And then you're going a little bit beyond the norm. Because you can go to the VA and get some stuff.
Yeah.
You can get some stuff. But what you're talking about bringing is a whole nother plethora of stuff that will help families, because people are getting income, but they don't know the right way to necessarily go about and creating generational wealth through equity. Right. Because when you're paying rent, you're already paying a mortgage. Right. You're just paying somebody else's mortgage. So with you creating how we can get the credit where it needs to be, you're a veteran. And here's the thing. Someone called me the other day and they said, Mr. Deville, do you help with rentals? And I said, yeah, I have a department that does rental property. I don't personally do it, but one of my teams in my department. And she said, my husband's a veteran. I said, do you understand it will cost you more to rent a house than it would to purchase a home? Veteran only need a 580 credit score.
That's it.
And then with the backing of the VA, right? They support you with reinstating your DD 214. So to rent a house today, you literally need a 640 credit score, 3 times the amount of rent. So why would you pay if it's 2,000? You need 6,000 to move in. I could get you into a house with no money down. What sense would it make?
Come on now. I did it. And listen, and I'll be the first to tell you, man, I got a check for $3,000 when I walked to my house that day one. I was like, hey, you can't beat that. And so what it is that and that's another aspect that our company, we're going to do at my facility, is that we're going to help veterans. If you are a veteran and you're out here needing a home right now, listen, call up, talk to Greg, because what you can do is that, like I said, you can walk into the getting a home, no money down. Use your benefits, and it'll be your best best friend.
Yep.
For me, I went years. I can tell you, I went, I'd say, most of my adult life after I got out of the military without maximizing my home loan. And then when I noticed it, I got, at the time, I think the most they were giving a few years ago might have been 400 and maybe 85,000 at the time, something like that.
Yeah.
It's up to 890,000 right now.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you can't beat that. Free money.
But here's the deal. People feel like because they lost their home before, they can't get another home.
That's not true.
But if you, right. And that's the myth I've been dispelling with so many people's lives, is that that's not real. Because if it's up to 890, so what, you lost a house at 300, you still got 5 in the pot.
Come on now.
Come on, let's make a call. 702-349-0162. But let's make the call. You know what? Being on radio has been so phenomenal. I've ran commercial ads on television. Nothing more powerful than radio. Radio by far has made me more successful than, I don't know, 10 o'clock news channel. Because I'd be on the 10 o'clock pop up. People call me and say, I saw you, Deville. Or they would post, they would replay it and post it. Deville on television. One day I walked into one of my other radio studios, and as I'm walking in to do a talk show, my commercial was playing on Fox 5 on channel television. And my guy said, wait a minute, you on television too? I'm trying every means to get people to understand, if you're a veteran, don't sit on what your blessing is. Let's activate it. Let's make use of it.
Now, let me take that to another level. One of the things that I do also, I'm also a federal contractor.
Okay, there you go.
Federal contracting business, because, I'm also a 100% disabled veteran.
Okay.
So, you're able, for any veteran out there looking to do business with the federal government, guess what? We can sit down and talk about that.
Okay.
If you ever look up my company that I own for that, it's called BattleBuddiesVet.org. Battle, BATTLE, Buddies, BUEDIES.
Okay.
Vet, like veteran, BET.
Right.
Our company, basically, what I have a team of people who help me with this. Actually helps veterans be able to get those benefits, maximize those opportunities for themselves, not only in home ownership, but then to connect them with a guy like a Greg Deville. How can we be able to buy more homes? How can we be able to teach you and give you the right resources?
Right.
So, if you're a veteran out there and you're looking for these services, listen, give us a call. Let's see how we can all help you out and work with you in these endeavors to where you can be able to get this. Because, like I said, there's another opportunity out there that you may not even realize. Through directly for your service, and anybody out there, thank you for your service as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your service.
Not to, step lightly on the fact that so many veterans don't realize they can use their benefits again.
Yes.
That's been one of the setbacks that I have seen so many missed opportunities because of the fact that they'll rent a house paying somebody's mortgage. And the sad part is right now, I'm seeing foreclosures on the rise. That's a real tough economy we're in.
Real tough economy.
50 to 60 a week.
Yeah.
Notice of defaults are being filed.
Yeah.
I tell people, if you're behind, I got a person right now, they just closed the deal and they got $264,000 in equity. They got the check back. They sold it on a pre-foreclosure sale before the sale date.
Right.
And they got a check from their equity. So even though you're losing a home, many families, somebody called me yesterday, they're only losing their home about $7,500. And they just, 3 months behind.
Right.
$7,500.
Right.
And you lose your home, but you have $150 in equity.
Right.
If only you could borrow some of that money.
Or you know how to be able to pull all your money out.
But the problem is, if you get in default in your mortgage more than 30 days, nobody will loan you equity money.
Right.
So if before you get in trouble, why don't we take the opportunity to do a home equity line of credit?
Right.
Not a refinance.
HELOC.
Home equity line of credit. Right. Go in and take some of it. Catch up on some bills.
Exactly.
Catch up on, do the when you consolidate, that's the word I'm looking for. Do a consolidation. Do that home equity line of credit. Pay everything off.
Exactly.
Exactly. Now you got one payment.
And now you're able to go a lot further and utilize your credit all over again, as opposed to filing bankruptcy and everything else. Who wants to do all that? And then now you're stuck for 7 years, on the back end. Not saying, not all bankruptcy is bad. We get it, but you don't want to go that route if you don't have to go that route.
Well, not everybody qualifies for bankruptcy. Let's just put that out there. Right. Because I had some hardships during some seasons, during the COVID. Right before COVID, things got really ugly. But again, I talked to I'm just curious how that works. She said, Mr. Deville, she said, if you just sell one of your items, sell the boat and everything will be fixed, right? She said, so sometimes people don't have assets. I think one of the bigger factors is we need assets.
Exactly.
We need real estate.
Exactly.
You know, stop.
Exactly.
People get a raise on their job. What's the first thing they go out and do?
Oh, they want to go shopping.
They want to go get a new car.
They want to go shopping.
They want to go get a new car.
Yes,
so now you got this raise, but you got this new car, which took the money from the raise.
And now it's even.
Now you back where you were.
Yeah.
You're paying another car note.
Yeah.
So if we can finally own something, if we can have some assets, man, at the end of the day, I think credit is fine. But if you're not well with credit, if you're not educated, credit can get you in trouble.
It get you in trouble.
And people say, well, I'll just use my credit card. Next thing you know, now you're more and more in debt. You're farther and farther behind.
And that's why you find an expert. And so one of the things that you want to do is talk to someone. If you're not sure, don't make the assumption yourself. Find an expert that you can talk to and work with a professional who's going to get you where you need to.
Right.
When it comes to buying a house, one of the best things that I know that you hooked me up with was talking to my about. If you need a couple more points in your credit score, that's fine.
There you
talk
go.
to this person here.
Right.
And that way credit score
Exactly.
a lot better.
Exactly.
And I think that, you know, understanding that barrier right there,
for sure.
Man, listen, you might prevent somebody from getting, you know, high, getting, you know, going to, you know, go to court, going to jail, something like that, because you're so frustrated in your mind that I can't get through this glass ceiling of my life, that barrier of my life. And we want to help you with that. You know what I mean? And if you're out there struggling with that, we feel like that, you know, let's sit down, let's talk, let's put the right professionals in your in your space, in your sector, so that way you can be able to be the best person you can be for yourself.
There you go.
And like you said, it has a generational impact.
Absolutely.
Myself, Greg, I'm the child of addiction. You know what I mean? You know, the reason I'm sitting here today is because shout out to my mom, you know what I mean? And you know, you don't sit here unless you understand what pain is, understand what struggle is, to want to appreciate why you want to take the opportunity to build generational wealth, because I don't want the next generation to have experience what I experienced,
right,
and having to go through life and go through the challenges and trials and tribulations. So for me, it's, you know, I always say it's a personal endeavor. You know what I mean? It's not just something that you do. You know, you gotta have a heart. You gotta want to do this. I'd help people for free, but learning about real estate, learning about credit repair, you know, understanding about paying your bills at a certain time of year, understanding about the statement date. You know what I mean? The importance of the statement date. You know, and not understanding about paying it, you know, late. Those little minor details, I think, makes all the difference when you're talking about, you know, building generational wealth and building legacy building. Because unfortunately, you don't get that in school, man.
That's right.
You don't get it in school. What do you do at that point? You know what I mean? If you don't get it in school, you know, you're sitting there stuck looking around. Well, who's the resource? And so when I made my company Battle Buddies, and when I'm building this medical program, one of the things we want to focus on is something different. How can we bring the resources to you, to your family? You know what I mean? In a period of time when you're able to be stabilized, you can talk, you can focus on, let's provide you some details. We may not be able to change everything, but we know we're doing the right thing to put you on the right path to success.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Let us be the starting point. Let us be the jump point for you. You know what I mean?
There you go. Right.
So
We're battle buddies, right?
Battle buddies, man. I don't care what we go through, man.
There
You got my back. And I think that's important for a lot of people to.
One more thing I'd like to add to the list of things you mentioned was taxes. I think taxes, paying your taxes, because liens can get on you where it'll hinder you from buying a home or even selling your home. I think getting class lessons on taxes. People think they always want to get a deduction, but real successful people don't look for deductions. You know what we look for? We look for write-offs. We look for things that we can use against our income. One of my lenders, in fact, the same lender I helped you get your home, helped me get my home. And you know what she did? She told me, Deville, you need to show that you're making money. She said, stop deducting everything and show that you're making money. That's how people want to do business with you. Lenders want to look at somebody's tax return. You made 150 last year, but this year you made 280. They'd be like, you got something going on over there. I don't mind loaning him a little something, you know, and that's what we want to teach people too.
Positive equity. Positive equity is everything, you know.
Absolutely.
And understanding that, you know, for me, you know, and just a little elaborate a little bit more about what I'm doing right now. And to build our project out, I had to talk to different lenders from around the country. I had to talk to people. And, you know, for anybody out there looking to start a business, you know, say, you know what, I want to get that I don't know, whatever, that home, cooking business going, that fashion business going, whatever.
Right.
And you're doing that and you're going to these lenders. I'm going to tell you, I've been in a room with billionaires. Man.
Yeah.
I've been in there with those guys, and what they're asking for, they want to see proof of concept.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. Concept of how you're going to make this money back.
Right.
Okay, I can go to a guy and I can ask him for $300,000, but when I ask him for that, he's going to say, "Well, Mr. Powell, tell me the time frame that I'm going to get my money back plus interest, and show me that your concept is actually going to work."
Right.
Understanding that and sitting with experts and people in the room who can teach you those things, man, I think can take you a long way. And one of the things that I think is learning this concept. I think for us is big. And so, for people out there, if you have a question, man, like I said, feel free to reach out. You know what I mean? I don't mind, being a resource or a conduit for something that you want to do. You know what I mean? I think that's really big. You know
and
I
commend you for that, brother. That's real good. That's one of the reasons radio for us at Deville Realty, Greg Deville, has been 9 years.
Yeah.
Is because we want to help people.
Yeah.
It's about, I pay for it. Nobody sponsors my shows, right? I pay so we can get this word out.
Yeah.
So we can educate empower the community, and help them know about a legacy.
Yeah.
Right? Because my father died. In my book, it talks about my father gave me the first thing the first chapter is called Take Your Hands Out Your Pocket. Get your hands out your pocket. Because before you can do anything, you got to get your hands out your pocket.
You got to get your hands out your pocket.
My daddy loved fixing on houses and working on houses. And I'd be standing with my hand up looking at him, watching. He'd say, Gregory, get your hands out your pocket, boy, and find something to do.
Initiative.
And it's in my book.
Initiative go a long way, man.
Man, look, here I am, 60 years old. It's a long, I'm still doing it today.
And I think that, having that initial, or that gumption is what we call the gumption. In the military, you get promoted when you take the initiative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to be a leader?
Yeah.
Don't sit there on the sideline looking around like waiting for the other guy to do it. I don't need you to do it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me. I know it needs to get done.
Right.
Go do it.
There you go. There you go.
And I think that, in life, you got to take the same thing. Take a risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, 6 years ago, man, I didn't think that this business can really work. All I know is there's a need in the community. I need to go try this.
Okay.
Cool. How do you know it's going to work? What proof of concept do I have that being a consultant or, going out here and trying to push, my brand of therapy would work?
Yeah.
Got to go bet on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now, I can honestly say I'm sitting here with, and God has blessed us. Yeah. And you've seen it. I can't put all details out there yet, a little preliminary, but God has blessed us at this point to where I can be able to say, I want to offer, on the job training opportunities. And that's one of the things I want to put out there. I will be offering that on the job training opportunities, internships. I'm going to offer all of this to the community.
Good.
One of the things that I'm really big on is trying to offer opportunities to the next generation and also next generation of professionals as well too.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I'm going to do is a little bit different and have a couple twists working with my team. Shout out to Jess and Perez. Shout out to March Larkin as well too. Shout out to Reed Holbert, and Jennifer Howe. Want to make sure I talk about you guys.
Talk about them.
Put my team out there.
There you go.
Brian Potts and everybody. God bless you guys. Right. One of the things that we want to do is educate that person and why you want to stay with your company. Yeah. A lot of companies just look at it and say, you're just a paycheck. My training, I want to provide not just the training programs that you're going to need, but I want to give you a reason that's going to help your family also. So if you're a nurse looking for an opportunity, registered nurse, what I mean? I'm really going to be looking for predominantly as registered nurses. Okay. You can definitely give me a call. And I would love to be able to speak with you about some things. If you're a therapist or if you're a professional in the area and you're looking for a new opportunity, sometime in 2026, definitely reach out. I don't mind.
How are they going to reach out? What's going to be the point of contact for them?
They can give me a call. They can actually give me a call. I'll leave my number, here with you guys.
Well, you're on the radio now. Somebody
want my number directly. Give me a call, 725-251-0750. My number again is 725-251-0750. Give me a call.
Yeah.
You can I'll give you my business number too as well too here in a second.
Whenever
I'll pull it up.
You're in the air chair, baby.
I know I'm in the air chair,
man. Do what you do,
And so what I'm going to do is that I want to be able to talk with people in the area and basically let them know, hey, listen, how can we be able to give you these opportunities, but to show you that you can grow. A lot of companies just want to have you come in there. You're working every day. They don't care about your family. You do your 410s. I mean, your 410s or your 312s, whatever the case is. And after that, then what? You know what I mean? You make your good money. That's it. But what we want to do is this. if you're struggling at home, maybe you got problems with addiction at home, maybe you be dealing with domestic violence at home, come to your job and let us know how we can help you. We put an EAP program out here. A lot of jobs provide EAP programs. We want to do the same thing.
Okay.
You know
Wonderful.
I want to provide little small resources for the staff, but not only that, for their families as well too, because we care. We want to provide a caring, loving, environment for people to be able to grow in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll pull up the number. Give me a second.
Okay.
I got to come up.
No worries. We definitely want to appreciate Jerome Powell coming in and as he's getting other details. Talking about helping in the community, man. And when I hear people, and I didn't know I know you briefly spoke when I was at your event about the real estate, and that's not why I brought you here today, but to hear that you're empowering, which is my passion. Right. I grew up around real estate. Right. My dad was a handyman. Of course, I'm a handyman, right? So I love seeing it go back out and empowering people. Right. So that's big, man. And I think, again, what you're doing is offering not only employment opportunities, but you're helping those who have issues. And there's a lot of people dealing with personal issues they don't want to talk about. Right. And you're providing a home facility that people can stay in and come in out the rain, and deal with mental issues, because a lot is happening in the pressures of life, man. Life itself can be tough. Right.
And one of the people that we're bringing on is a young lady named Monica Garnett. She's doing outpatient consulting services. Shout out to Garnett Counseling Services. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide that resource. So if you're working every day, you go to your job 9 to 5, and after that, then what? You can come here in the evening and sit down and talk with somebody after hours. So one of the things we're going to have is a nighttime program that you can come down and sit down and talk to for substance abuse. Maybe it might be family therapy, group therapy, individual therapy. We're going to provide that resources on a 24-hour basis, because we live in Vegas, man. 24-hour community. This community don't stop at 5 o'clock in the evening.
That's right.
We want to provide something that people can really use, all the way around. But then, like I said, connect, you to real estate, connect you to credit repair, connect you to that therapist, connect you to that medication, connect you to the things you need, not just try to bounce you around from program to program to program. That's what I don't like. When my mother was going through her addiction, that was one of the things I hated. You know what I mean? You don't, I'd rather treat a person like you should, like my mother was there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Every person has their own face, his own addiction. My mother, my father, my aunts, uncles, brothers, everyone has an addiction at some point in time. Myself, I'll be honest, I was a drug dealer. I sold drugs. I'll be the first to say it. But it came to a point where, God stepped in my own life and said, you know what, you have to do something different, get back. This is not what you're supposed to be doing in your life. You know what I mean? Change your life, do what you got to do. And many people, and one of the people I'm going to talk about is a friend of mine, named, Ronald Gray. He has a new book, coming out. And we grew up in this lifestyle, that you didn't know if you're going to survive. I'm from North Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I'll be the first to say I'm from North Philadelphia, man. It's crime written. If you don't know about North Philadelphia, Google it. It's wild.
Just don't go, huh?
Just don't go. It's not no tourist city, nothing like this. Nowhere to tour at, nothing like that. It's not like that. But I think that by doing that, it provided us an understanding and appreciation. So then when you want to talk to somebody else, you're not just talking to them about, from something you read in a book. This is real life. What you have there in your book here, you know what I mean? That's real life. That's real life. And because of that, I'm hoping people can be able to get inspired by that. Look inside yourself. Look selflessness inside yourself and say, how can I help somebody else? How can I open a door in my own life? You know what I mean? If I'm at my own peak of what I think I can do. You're not at your peak. You can probably do more, man. You know what I mean? You're not being funny. Prayer works. I'm a praying man. You know what I mean? Prayer works.
No doubt.
But, from a business standpoint, you can do it. You just got to step on out there and have belief. And if you do want to reach me, you can also, like I said, I'll put my website out there again. It's called battlebuddiesvet.org. That's BATTLE, buddies, BUDDIES, vet, like veterans. .org. Okay, battlebuddiesvet.org. Feel free to email me, man. We can definitely talk. Like I said, I have a lot of connections, a lot of friends in the industry, whatever. And so we can help. Definitely, we can help. If I can't, I'll provide you with a resource that can. If I can,
right.
I'll do what I can do. We do what we can do.
You're a man with resources. That's all we can do. That's it. Put it out there. Invite somebody to come on in.
A lot of resources, a lot of information.
That's good.
Not just for Vegas, but from around the country. I'm working with people. You know what I mean? And we're trying to do different things. So I'm doing some consulting for other companies
Okay.
around the country right
Yeah,
now. Also, I have, I'm going to say, I'm doing some consulting for people in Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and New York right now actively.
Okay.
And, meeting, sitting out my legal team, working everything out for these guys. But I'm actually trying to, teach the same concept in different states also. Now also with my medical team also. So this is something that we really, really are going to take, as big as I possibly can take it with my team.
Okay. I want to commend you, brother, because again, not everybody's willing to, they can see the need. Not everybody's willing to step and do it.
Hey man, I want to step up there and do it. Yeah, you gotta love it.
I think it's important that because even with my book, I wanted to make sure that I'm telling my book is a book. It's called. They're not chapters. They're called lessons. Lesson 1, lesson 5, lesson 12.
Yeah.
These are lessons that I've learned that I want to inspire others
There you go.
to say, look, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, here goes some pitfalls.
That's it.
I fell in them.
Yeah.
I told my daughter, she's kind of struggling with some things right now. I said, baby, at the end of that road is a ditch.
Yeah.
Now, if you keep going, you're going to fall in.
Yeah.
And she just keeps going. I'm saying, hopefully you learn sooner than later. Right?
But you know what, though? I'll tell you this, because you're my friend.
Yeah.
If at all possible at some point, send her my way.
We'll do. Help, absolutely.
If I can help, I
right.
want to help.
And I believe you can.
I'll send the olive branch to anybody out there. I had a guy just call me the other day, going through some things, and, you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
This guy, top flight guy, you would never, if he walked up to you today, he would, just a regular guy, just happy living life. But he's going through some things that are really deep. It can be the richest of the richest person. It can be the poorest of the poor. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
Addiction doesn't stop. You know what I mean? I've had lawyers come to me. I've had politicians come to me. I've had people homeless come to me. Hey, listen, this is what I got going on. Guess what, man? It doesn't stop. So, my thing is that if you love the next person, if you feel like, what, I have more to give, do it. Why not? Like, what do you put off your back? Give it to somebody.
That's right.
For anybody that's young, you might have a young person who's struggling with addiction.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's resources for them too. Let's make sure we understand it. That there's resources out there for them.
Right.
But you might be a young person out there who want to get into the industry. How do you get into this industry?
Right,
I feel like that, if you want to reach out, let somebody know, man, go to school, go get a degree in psychology, go get a degree in sociology, maybe go get an MBA, one of the things that I'm going to put out there, and I'll tell people, one of the biggest, things that I've noticed in my career is that there's a huge gap between medical and business.
Okay.
So when you're saying, you go to medical school, you learn there, you sit there, you learn everything, how to be a doctor, take your pulses and everything else, and everything going on with you. Great.
Yeah, right.
But they don't teach you about the business aspect of how it actually takes to operate and own a business on the back end. A friend of mine, he's going for an MBA after becoming a doctor.
Yeah.
Just so he can understand that concept.
And
so for me, I feel like that if you're a young person trying to find yourself, find the gap, find the need, find the need that you're going to want to do. You know what I mean? There's always a need out there. If you find the need, you can find ways to be able to make yourself successful. If you don't know what to do to start creating generational wealth, it's one thing that we talk about it. I'll give you an example, real life example. Well, if I need to be able to get a job, I don't know what I need to do in my life. I'm confused because I had a guy call me about that the other day. Okay, well, what are you good at?
Right.
Let's start with 3 or 4 things you're good at.
There you go.
Work backwards. I want to do this particular goal. I like, let's just say, for example, fashion design. In our community, we like fashion design, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. We like food, fashion, and hair in our community, right? Let's start from there. Okay. If I'm starting right there, the first thing I need to make sure is that what is an opportunity zone? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe I need to learn about an opportunity zone because I can get a 10-year rebate if I open a company up in the hood.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I can save my 10-year a 10-year tax abatement on that.
To be able
to grow my company and be able to hire more people. If I do on-the-job job training, I hire somebody who has been unemployed for a long period of time, the government help me pay for the salary. Well, guess what? We need to understand that in our community.
That's it.
And so one of the things that, at Battle Buddies that we do is that we actually educate you on how to get these companies going,
brother.
how to save yourself some money, how to be able to get those grants, how to be able to find the money and the resources. If you're not a part of the SBA, why not? If you're sitting here as a minority or a veteran, a minority or a woman or anything, you need to sign up for the SBA. Listen, there's a ton of opportunities to open up. They have a location right there off of what is that on the west side, off of Lake Mead and you know what I'm talking about, off of Lake Mead, Lake Mead and Martin Luther King.
Okay.
Right over there. Okay, across street from the FBI building. They had a little smaller office over there.
Urban Chamber. Yeah.
Urban Chamber Congress building.
Stella Road.
Yeah. And they do classes over there.
Yeah.
Okay, you go over there, take some classes. Well, guess what? They teach you about $1 million opportunities in the hood.
Yeah.
It's $1 million opportunities right there. All you gotta do is come out there and listen and learn. Take the time out. But if you're waiting for somebody to say, hey, knock on your door.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that. Yeah, for sure.
Good luck,
sure.
You know?
Man, I thank you, man. We certainly have used our time today, and I want to thank you, brother, for all that you poured, man. You poured out a lot of information. So before we close, I want you to give that contact information again, that website, that email address for someone who says, you know what he spoke about can really help. Maybe not them per se, but someone they know. Like for me, my daughter, right? I really want to get her involved. And so I know it's coming in 2026, but we right around, man, we're in the fourth quarter of the year right now, brother. And it's going fast.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well,
the new company that we're going to call open is going to be called the Montecito.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You're going to hear about all over the place. But right now, if you want to get in contact with me, my direct contact is 725-251-0750.
Yeah.
Okay. You can also reach me out on email as well too. BattleBuddiesVet.org. Again, that's BattleBuddiesVet.org.
Yeah.
Feel free to do that as well too. And let me also make sure I make a special shout out to everybody, you know what I mean, who put us in this position. Shout out to Reed Holbert at Trigger Zones, one of my greatest friends ever. Jennifer Howe, you know what I mean, my team, you know, Justin A. Perez, March Larkin as well too. You know, I want to shout out to all my family and friends, everybody out there as well too. You know what I mean, my daughters. You know, I love everyone as well too. It's too many people for you to have to mention. Make sure I talk about my guy's book. Okay, make sure you see about my friend's book. Okay, it's Face to Face with Danger. His name is Ronald Gray. He's going to be coming out very soon. Make sure you guys see it. It's a true life story. You know, about some of the journeys that a good friend of mine went through as well too.
Yeah.
And so, man, you know, I want to thank you for this opportunity,
right on, man.
To come out here, man, and say this, man. And God bless everybody that's going to be going through something over the next few days, man, with this, with the government and everything else, man. Just make sure we put that out there too.
Yeah, and we're gonna have you come back because once you get this closer and the doors are preparing, I want you to come back.
Sure.
I want you guys to give me dates. Say, hey, look, we're actually going to be opening. We're going to have a grand opening. Okay, come back and share with everybody when that time is there. Because somebody's going to be listening that's going to need the service. Yeah. Somebody needs it right now.
Somebody needs service. If you're struggling with substance abuse right now today, if you're going through crisis, let me first say this. Call 988 if you're going through crisis in your life right now. Let me make sure we put that out there. If you're a veteran going through crisis, call the VA crisis line at 988 to get the help that you need. Okay, on spot. You have somebody there that's a trained professional to talk with you about what's going on for you, your family member. It's not going to be easy over the next few days, over the next weeks and months. Please reach out, get the help that you need. Do not sit up there in crisis. If you are going through domestic violence, reach out to somebody. Okay, look up. You can look up the cues on how to give people cues through domestic violence, so people can be able to give you the help if you're going through that kind of problem right now. I've gotten the phone calls. If you happen to give me a call, I'll put you in the right resources. Okay, wonderful. I am really, really passionate about that.
I hear you passionate, brother.
Yes,
I see you passionate.
I'm passionate about that, brother. It's one thing to say it, but it's one thing to actually put it into action.
And the fact that you're trying to help beyond just a 988. You're trying to provide the resource. You want to be one of the ones say, not just 988, but we want to provide and be able to help as well, right? Yeah. So I commend you for there you go, stepping in. And so, man, look, again, I want to have you come back.
Yes, sir.
As you get nearer to the time of opening, grand opening.
No problem.
I want to do a live show from the grand opening.
You have my word. I got it. You already know I can put a little spot for you right in the front, man.
Yeah. So I want to post it, man. I want to talk about it. I want to be there. Because it's powerful, okay?
Yes, sir.
So again, everybody, Jerome Powell, Battle Buddies, Battle Buddies Vet.
BattleBuddiesVet.org. Make sure you call us, man.
Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. Well, Las Vegas, that's right. We've run out of time, but certainly not out of information. We enjoy the opportunity to talk, to share, to disclose information, man. If you didn't know, now you know. And if you know that someone that this information can help, please don't be afraid to reach out. And if you know we're going into the holiday season, 988 for those who are in crisis, need help. There's help out there for you, okay? So listen, Las Vegas, that's all the time we have to share on this week. Look forward to speaking to you on next week. And until then, may God's best be yours. Take care.
Jones. Hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker? You wanna be